Picture Kyle Larson, best all-around driver on the planet right now, most people would tell you. Now stick him at the top of the mountain at 2 a.m. in the wet, no runoff, a concrete wall 6 inches off his right side door, dropping into skyline blind at 160 clicks. I'll say it flat out. I reckon the best oval racer America has ever produced would be pulling over with cramped up forearms before lap 100. That's not a shot at Larson. That bloke's a genius. But Mount Panorama doesn't care about your trophy cabinet. 6.213 kilometers, 23 corners, a 174-meter climb up the side of an actual mountain where the walls are the guardrails and there's nowhere to be wrong. So the question everyone in the comments keeps screaming, could a next-gen Cup car and its driver actually survive 161 laps of this? Not win, just survive. Stick around because I'm going to show you the exact corner where it all falls apart. If you're part of the 97 Nation, the mob that knows exactly why that number matters, the ones who stay up till stupid o'clock watching Supercars on a dodgy stream, you already feel it in your gut. This is proper racing. This is the real stuff. Here's my promise. By the time this video's done, you'll see the precise moment a 1,542-kilo NASCAR machine would physically disintegrate on this circuit. Not opinion, the mechanical, human reason it happens. And I'll tell you about the 140-lap fatigue wall that breaks even the fittest drivers alive. Stay with me. Let's talk about the thing nobody outside the sport understands, the gearbox. A Gen 3 supercar runs a manual H-pattern stick, 6 speeds. You got to physically row it, pick your gear, blip the throttle, match the revs, all while your feet are dancing. That's heel and toe. Right foot's braking with the ball, then rolling onto the throttle with the heel to blip it. Left foot's on the clutch, 3 pedals, 2 feet, doing 4 jobs into every corner. Now here's where the Yanks are actually all right because the current next-gen Cup car also runs a manual clutch and stick, but the culture is worlds apart. NASCAR blokes spend 95% of the season turning left, turn left. The whole calendar is ovals. Their brains are wired for commitment and patience, not for a technical dance where you're changing 3 gears in the space of 2 seconds down into a hairpin. But the gearbox isn't the killer. The steering is. A next-gen Cup car weighs 1,542 kilos with driver and fuel. A Gen 3 supercar around 1,350. That's nearly 200 kilos of extra beef the American car is dragging up the hill. And that weight has to be hauled through corners by a bloke fighting a steering system built for sweeping oval banking, not for snapping the nose left, right, left through the cutting where the road pinches and climbs at the same bloody time. Every single lap, that's 23 corners of arm wrestling a 1.5-ton car. Multiply that by 161. Do the maths, that's over 3,500 corners in one race. Your forearms turn to concrete, and that, my friends, brings us to the wall I promised you, the 140-lap fatigue wall. We'll get there, but first, a favor. Look, I'll be honest with you. YouTube's algorithm wants me making 10-second slop about drama and beef. It does not want a channel breaking down heel and toe technique and brake temperatures for grown adults who love proper racing. So here's the deal. If you're Aussie, if you're a Kiwi, if you're an American who's sick of turning left and wants the real deal, hit subscribe. Every sub tells the algorithm that hardcore racing fans still exist and we're not going anywhere. Join the 97 Nation. Takes 2 seconds. Now let's go break some cars. Start on Mountain Straight. Full noise, climbing hard. The Cup car's 670 horsepower pinned. Feels fine. Feels fast. This is the last time it feels good because now the road tips up and the walls close in. Griffin's Bend. Then the cutting you're braking while climbing. And that extra 200 kilos in the NASCAR is loading the front tires like nothing on the American calendar. Here's your pattern interrupt. The cabin temperature in these cars hits 60 degrees Celsius. 60, that's hotter than a summer day in Death Valley. And the driver's core body temp climbs to 39 degrees. That's a legit fever. For 6.5 hours. Up top now, Reed Park, McPhillamy, and then the bit that made Darrell Waltrip go pale. Old DW got a hot lap round here, and famously reckoned he was going 200 miles a damn hour, lost his nerve, nearly lost his lunch, and DW was a 3-time Cup champ, a bloke with no fear left in him. The mountain found it anyway. But here's what DW felt and couldn't explain, Skyline. You crest the top of the mountain, and the road just vanishes downhill into the dipper. Blind. Committed. In a light, nimble supercar, you thread it. In a nose-heavy 1,542-kilo Cup car, all that weight pitches forward over a crest with zero grip, and the thing wants to run wide into a concrete wall that has never once moved for anybody. Pattern interrupt number 2, the fastest cars average over 163 kilometers an hour for the entire race distance. That's the average, including pit stops. The peak down Conrad Straight touches the magic 300. Now simulate the 6-hour stint, lap 40, you're sweating buckets, forearms burning, lap 80, the brakes, which is why real supercars teams schedule a full brake pad and rotor change mid-race are cooking. Lap 120, your grip strength is gone and you're still hauling that heavy nose through Forest's Elbow, the slowest point on the track where you nearly stop, then drag all that weight back up to speed. And lap 140, the wall. This is where endurance racing actually gets decided, not skill attrition. A Cup driver's body simply isn't conditioned for continuous heel and toe gear changes and non-stop arm wrestling for this long. The mind goes fuzzy, reactions drop by tenths, and on this track, a tenth of a second late into the dipper isn't a lost position, it's a written-off car and a trip to the medical centers. So here's my verdict, no fence sitting. The raw talent, absolutely there. Kyle Larson could learn this track. Larson could probably qualify midfield inside a week. The bloke's that good, but surviving a full solo stint of 161 laps at race pace on the mountain, at the fatigue wall, in a car 200 kilos too heavy for the job, I don't buy it. Not without a co-driver and a serious rewire of everything their career taught them. And that's not disrespect. It's the highest compliment I can pay Mount Panorama. This place doesn't crown the fastest. It crowns the toughest. It's why blokes like Shane Van Gisbergen, 3-time winner here, walk into NASCAR and shred road courses like it's a Sunday drive, because the mountain built them different. It's the hardest 6.2 kilometers in the world, and it does not ever give it back easy. Now I want to hear from you. Which NASCAR driver do you reckon has the actual stones to survive a full stint at Bathurst? Larson, Reddick, someone I'm sleeping on? Drop the name below and back it up. I read every single one. Smash that sub if you're 97 Nation, and I'll see you at the top of the mountain.